Hello and welcome along to Lincolnshire Living. Today we are here at the beautiful surroundings of Water's Edge Country Park in Barton. We're going to take a look around the park later on in the show, but for now let's see what's coming up on the programme. Get on your leathers because bikers from all over the country are ascending on Cleethorpes for the annual Motorcycle Action Group charity fundraising event. We spend a day in the life of the Humber Lifeboat crew out at Spurn Point, and over at Normanby Hall, we joined the North Lincolnshire Walking the Way to Health group for a stroll around the grounds. Finally, we will be taking a look around Water's Edge Country Park to see what is on offer for you to do here. But first, get those maracas at the ready because futsal has landed in Grimsby. It's a variation on the traditional game of football that originates in South America and has now found its way to Northern Lincolnshire. Take a look at this to find out more.
My name's Kevin Bryant. I run the Grimsby Futsal League. I also do some coaching work with Grimsby Soccer Club and I've had an interest in managing the FC Grimsby team that plays in the FA National League. Futsal is a five-a-side game, slightly different to what we're used to in England. We don't play off the walls, as you can see from the lads in the background. They play to the white lines. It's got various rules, all governed by FIFA, and it's huge in Brazil, Italy, the rest of the world, and it's just starting to storm Europe, and the last countries to take it on board have been the UK countries.
I'm Dan, I'm the ref, who I help sort out the leagues for the little lads, sort out the games, fixtures, etc. With five-a-side, you're able to pass the ball about in your own half, back to the keeper, back and forward, non-stop. But in futsal, you can only pass the keeper once, and it's got to cross the halfway line and then come back. Also, indirect free kicks, you can slide tackle in five-a-side, but in futsal you can't. It's a much better way to train, because some like little lads, you get just in training sessions, you get big poles and from side to side, massive pitches, but in this form, you get a lot more training sessions that have been introduced by the team, so it's a lot faster pace. It's all about passing, and it improves that a lot more than running about on a massive pitch, hoofing it left, right and centre.
My name's Owen, I play for Grimsby Soccer Club. Futsal is it's a fast moving game and you have to pass it and move dead quick.
My name is Connor and I play for Grimsby Soccer Club. It's different to real football because it's not 11-a-side and you've got to pass the ball more.
Matthew Thompson, I play for Discovery's Titans. I think it's a better way to learn and play football because you're just learning how to play small-sided games.
Alex Booker and I play for Discovery's Titans. It's a better way to learn because there's different rules to it and the ball's a bit heavier, so you have to pass it around a bit more and you're not doing the silly little chips and all that.
Skill is the absolute epitome of the game. The better the technique you've got, the fitter you've got, the quicker you can think, the better you're going to play the game.
To have this league in Grimsby, it'll be better to get people off the streets and get them to play quicker and faster football.
Statistics show that at the moment we believe 66%, maybe as high as that, of the Premier League, the foreign players that are coming into this country will have learnt the trade through futsal. Spain, where everybody is admiring Barcelona and the national team at the moment, they coach futsal to their players until they're age 12. From 12 to 16, they steadily wean them onto 11-a-side if they want to go onto 11-a-side. If they don't, they stay on futsal. In Brazil, they play futsal to the 16. They never play 11-a-side in the schools. And nobody's won more World Cups than Brazil. So, you know, if we're looking at how the best do it, then their children, their youth players play futsal.
You don't get many like young-sided football, futsal leagues anywhere else in the country, really. So to have it in Grimsby, it really prospects are bright for Sunday League, etc. when they build up, when they get older. So
I think the way to find anything out about futsal is the way we all do things nowadays, is Google. Just Google futsal, put the word Grimsby in as well, you'll come to my website, grimsbyfutsal.co.uk, go to Facebook and places like that, your futsal website. You'll see loads of videos and see the real skill of these guys. And so it is a wonderful fast game, and once people have played it once, they play it again.
Excellent stuff. Hopefully this crop of youngsters can rise through the ranks and teach our local football teams a thing or two about the beautiful game. Next up, over to Cleethorpes for motorbikes, music and more motorbikes. It's the MAG UK charity fundraiser.
My name's Noel Corrigan. I'm the representative in Lincolnshire, the East Coast, for an organisation called MAG, Motorcycle Action Group UK. Welcome to the grand day out. This is the third one on Cleethorpes Beach. It's fantastic down here. We're going to raise a lot of funds, I hope, through donations for the Motorcycle Action Group UK.
The Motorcycle Action Group represents riders' rights, complete two wheels, right the way down from the smallest moped to the largest superbike. Both in this country and through our sister organisation in Europe.
There's bikers coming from all over the country just for this. Local musicians given the time for nothing. They're queuing up wanting to play on this event. We can only do so much.
What's happening is we're just going from duos to trios, nothing too rocky. It's nice folky, jiggy music. There's a lot of the guys from the Tap and Spile here who go support these events all the time. And it's just a great day, isn't it, for everybody, and the sort of music goes down well. We're donating our PA for the day, there's 14 acts on, and we're just in the van here doing the sound.
We've got Gerard Cooper, he's the world's #1 stunt pilot. He's doing 2 shows today. I've never seen anyone do anything with an airplane like that. If I could do half that stuff on my bike, I'd be good.
It's going fantastic. The weather's still pretty good. There's a lot of people down here, a lot of passing trade. It's been advertised well, and there's a lot of people here through that. And we just need more people and more donations.
We've come to give our support, obviously, you know, it's for a good cause and everything, and plus it's a perfect day for a lovely ride out.
Just a fabulous day. You know, it's a fabulous day out, it's somewhere to go, something to do, but it's got a good point because Motorcycle Action Group is really something worth coming and supporting.
We hadn't realised just what a nice place it is, isn't it, really?
I used to come as a toddler with my parents, like, you know, years and years and years ago.
And it's really nice, you know, this lovely long stretch of seafront, and actually the sea is in, which is always a bonus, isn't it, for Cleethorpes?
I think that clubs and organisations like this need supporting because of the good work that they do to promote the better side of motorcycling, which quite often the media seem to miss out on. You know, we are the bad guys, but we're not really.
Bikers are very sociable people, and we encourage people to come down and enjoy the brilliant sun at Cleethorpes. Cleethorpes is a great place, and it's about time it was on the map biking-wise.
Just a great day, great people, no attitudes, everyone's having fun, great time.
Yeah, that's Ralph again, isn't it?
That went off the scale, did it?
Yes!
That's the loudest bike in town, that. Go away, Ralph!
But loud pipes save lives, remember.
bikers have come from as far afield as America for today, believe it or not. They come from all corners of Britain, Wales, Scotland, Newcastle. There's 4 lads here from Newcastle I met last night. By gum lad, we've come down just to enjoy it. We're staying over. Where can we get a good breakfast in the morning? So I told them. They've had a good fill this morning, they're enjoying themselves. Music is good, weather's fantastic, really is. Let's fill Cleethorpes with these events every week.
That was quite a day and an amazing event for Cleethorpes. Still to come on the show, we go over to Normanby Hall to join the health walks and we take a look around Water's Edge Country Park. But first, we cross the Humber estuary to spend the day with the RNLI Lifeboat crew at Spurn Point, who are this year celebrating their 200th anniversary. Take a look at this.
The Humber Lifeboat Station is quite a unique station within the RNLI with 234 lifeboat stations, and it's the only one with a full-time residential crew. We're that way operating because we're miles from nowhere and there's nowhere else in the area we can successfully operate this lifeboat.
As the Humber is one of the busiest estuaries in the country, an awful lot of shipping goes up and down this, ferries with up to 1,000 plus passengers on. We've got a lot of gas rigs offshore. So I mean, it needs a big 7-class lifeboat to you know, just for the potential of things really.
There's 7 full-time crew living out at Spurn Point with their families. We each have an RNLI supplied house in our small village here, and we do 5 days on duty and 1 day off, and then every 7th weekend. Life out at Spurn Point is pretty unique. You either like it or you don't. It's extremely isolated, it's very, very quiet. You can spend a lot of time sat on your bum doing nothing. And then you get periods of absolute crazy, everything that can go wrong out in North Sea. You get all that craziness and then straight back to the quiet, sat doing nothing again.
Spurn Point's a very unique place to live, but I actually love it. I've always lived in the countryside anyway, and it's absolutely beautiful down here. It's a nature reserve. There's plenty of wildlife roaming around behind the houses. You know, we often get deer and foxes running about, and it's just a beautiful place to be.
As you can see up at the station here, there's the lifeboat station houses and the crew rooms at the top here. At the end of the jetty, the lifeboat is moored out on a swinging mooring. We keep her out there because we've got a 6-7 metre tide range. We can't bring her into the jetty. So if you want, we'll go down the jetty and I'll give you a tour of the lifeboat. Welcome aboard, Humber Lifeboat, 7-class lifeboat, biggest of the RNLI's all-weather fleet, and I'll give you a little tour around the lifeboat. Follow me into the wheelhouse. So the main wheelhouse area just here is wherever we're going from or to a casualty, we always do it from inside the vessel. Is the various positions. We've got the mechanic is the radio operator, navigator's position. Coxswain actually does not drive the boat to and fro, he'll sit here, and the helmsman will be driving the boat from here under the coxswain's direction. The area here is where we'd put a casualty who was sick and injured. We've got a designated stretcher position. We're all advanced first aiders, so we can look after just about anything. We'll go down to the main survival area. Watch your head on the way down. If we get a lot of survivors, we'll actually put them down here. We've got the same sort of seats so everyone can be strapped in when we're underway. You start to see she's quite a big vessel, 17 metres long, and she's weighs around about 40 tonne. All the compartments are all compartmentalised with watertight doors, so if we do get a breach of the hull, we can still hopefully carry on. 2 separate fuel tanks, 5,500 litres of fuel, which gives us a range of about 240 miles at full speed.
through to the engine room. So you can see through into the engine room. 2 turbos there are quite warm. Twin 1200 horse Caterpillar V12 engines. They are completely independent of each other, but at the moment everything's configured so they can share the load. We can electricity, hydraulics, coolant and everything is shared at the moment. If we lose one engine, the other engine can pick it all up. Coming out onto the deck is in the container just down here is a self-contained salvage pump. If we get a vessel taking water, we can actually send that across on a rope, or if we need to, we can actually send it across with 1 or 2 of the crew off the lifeboat, and then they can start pumping the vessel out to keep it afloat. Any casualties we pick up, any boats we tow in, we take everybody back to Grimsby. Spurn Point is just purely our base. It gives us an head start into the North Sea. It's like having a 5-mile head start out into the main shipping channels. We're alongside the main shipping channel in and out of the Humber. So it's perfectly based for a start, but it's no good for bringing anyone back here, so everyone goes to Grimsby. 2010 is the 200th anniversary of the Humber Lifeboat Station. It was first run for the first 100 years by Trinity House in Hull, and the RLI took over the station in 1911. To be the superintendent coxswain on a bicentennial year, to me, is extremely special.
It's very special to be part of this team in its 200th anniversary. I was honoured when I was given the job, and when you get to know a bit more about the place and the history of it, it's a real honour to be here and proud to work for them.
It makes you very proud that you're part of that 200th year history. It's not just myself, me and my son's on the boat, you know, us two together in the 200th year, it's extremely important to us really.
From day to day, you don't know what's going to happen. There is no 9 to 5 routine, every day's different, every challenge is different. You know, you've got a group of people all like-minded wanting to do the same thing. To be part of that team to me is what really gives me my passion for what I do.
You know, there are mundane jobs, but there are jobs where people's lives are at risk, and that's the high point, helping somebody and saving a life.
Yeah, that's one of the things you look forward to, you know, that you've helped somebody somewhere.
A true team of heroes there. Now it's time for a change of pace on the show as we walk our way to health with North Lincolnshire Council's Health Walk scheme. We went to join the group over at Normanby Hall.
In 2003, Walking the Way to Health was set up in North Lincolnshire to get sedentary people out walking and out into the countryside. And since then, we've got a full-led programme of health walks up to 3 miles in length.
We do approximately 3 walks a week. Now this is the Normanby Hall walk, and I take the short walk, which are all invalids. We have people with oxygen on the back, with Zimmer frames, wheelchairs, crutches, and they just go. We split it up a bit, and they just do what they can, and it helps them, and they socialise, and it's far better for them.
The health walks themselves, it's a lot to do with health benefits, but it is also to do with community spirit and getting people together. A lot of the people who do come on the health walks have originally lost a partner and found themselves alone, and by joining the health walks they get to meet other people and they make true friendships.
I come along originally to the walks because I'd lost my wife, and I was at a bit of a loose end, and I jumped into my car one morning and didn't know where I was going. And I ended up here, and with the walking group, which I didn't know anything about, and a friend who I know who was in the group, like, he come up to me and said, "Hello, Ray," and I said, "Hi, Derek," and he said, "I was sorry to hear about Barbara, that's my wife, And he said, well, what are you doing here? I said, I don't know, mate. He said, well, why don't you come with us? That was my first introduction to the walking.
I come along for the walk so that I can improve my health, and I've been doing this walk since November of 2009, almost 2 years now, and I needed to lose some weight, and I've lost over 17 stone now to date. And it just has helped, and it has helped me because I need a new knee, and I need to get the exercise so that I can keep moving, you know, basically for my health and just so that I can live longer.
It's good, just good fun, and it keeps you reasonably fit, you know, and it keeps your weight down, and we just have a giggle, really. You know, you meet lots of people. It's quite enjoyable.
My health benefits are, yes, being out in the fresh air, my blood pressure is lowered, I'm more active, I have more energy, and also too, it's keeping me away from the surgeon's knife because they want to operate on me, and I don't feel that they should have to. If I can lose the weight naturally like I am doing, I want to be able to keep on doing so.
I get a good laugh, I get friendship, and I have made at least another, I would say, 100 friends. For you know, what I didn't know any of these people up here, but that person that came to me in the car, Derek, and I didn't know anybody else. I didn't know Sid or anybody of these others. So I've made 100 friends.
There was one lady this morning. She'd not been before, and she was worried about. She nearly went home, but since then, now I'm coming back next week. You know, she's thoroughly enjoyed it. You just natter to anybody of anything and anybody, you know, it's just great.
We're very fortunate really to have a place like this to come round, and parking and things like that, you know, which is free parking, and I think we're very lucky really to, you know, have a place like this.
We do walks all over North Lincolnshire, Barton, Euston Ferry, out on the Isle of Axholme, Brigham District, Barton District, Scunthorpe itself. And I try to convince people who haven't heard of the health walks to come along and join in any of the walks, meet the people. There's walk leaders that'll take them in hand, and we do walk at whatever speed the people themselves want to walk at. Nobody's left behind. We always make sure that everybody is looked after on the health walks, and come along and just see what happens with the walks. If anybody does want to join the health walks in North Lincolnshire, they can access the website on www.healthwalks.co.uk, or they can telephone me at North Lincolnshire Council on 01724 297 631.
Finally on the show, we take a look around this beautiful park set in the shadow of the magnificent Humber Bridge to see what is here for you to come and see.
I think Water's Edge is probably one of the best family experiences in the area. It also caters for the serious bird watcher, but I think for the families, the visitor centre has it all. We're open 7 days a week, so with free admission, plenty of parking, and it really is one of the most beautiful settings in the area.
As you can see from the bridge here, we're right next to the Humber estuary, so we're fronted by salt marsh and mud flats, and certainly in the autumn and winter people can see quite a range of wading birds around the area there. We also have a number of water bodies, sort of clay pits here, with quite a range of wildfowl. More experienced birders could perhaps be lucky enough to see bittern feeding in the summer, Chetty's warblers, and around us we can hear things like reed buntings and reed warblers that you'll be able to see.
The visitor centre here is all about finding out about that wildlife. If you're looking into the birds, you'll be out in the park spotting them if you're really into bird watching. But if you're a family that's just coming along to find out a little bit more about the environment, there are so many displays here in the building for the children. They can have a go and make learning fun through a series of games where they put together pictures of the creatures that they see in the park, identify them, then find out about where they live. So you can do all that within the park. It's all about finding out how to care for your environment. It's great for families because it fits in with the national curriculum as well, so it makes learning about the environment fun.
This site has had quite an interesting and varied history, really. Before the council became involved with the site, it used to be run as a sort of pesticide and fertiliser factory. That closed some time ago, but left us a legacy of quite serious contamination around the site. Everything from acids and alkalis to heavy metals and all sorts of chemicals that obviously needed to be cleaned up. Quite large sums of money were spent on carrying out the remediation of the site, taking away the worst of the contamination. And the site was then restored using local clay and topsoils from the Far Ings Nature Reserve, which in the process has helped create new reed beds there, and with the landscaping over here created new water bodies, reed beds, areas of grassland and woodland.
When we built Water's Edge, we set out to create one of the most environmentally friendly buildings in the UK. It's a big curved glass structure, and sometimes when people come they say, why is it looking out over the pond rather than the estuary? There is a big reason for that. The north side that faces the estuary is the cold side of the building, so that's clad using recycled and environmentally friendly materials. The curved side, which faces south, curves round so it catches the sun from when it rises in the morning to when it sets late in the afternoon. It heats the building for us. There's a system of fins that stops it getting too hot in the summer. And the way it's created next to the pond, the breezes come in through the pond through a passive ventilation system. We can boost it with some fans when the temperatures really do get too hot, but that creates a wonderful environment. All in all, we've got the building as green as we can get it.
So from being environmentally one of the worst and most polluted sites in Western Europe, it's now a local nature reserve and a country park, and parts of it are sites of special scientific interest.
We have a website which is watersedgecountrypark.org. They can go onto the website or go onto the North Lincolnshire Tourism website, which is visitnorthlincolnshire.com. You can go onto there, tells you all about the opening hours of the park. So we are open 7 days a week, and it's free admission, free car parking. All the special events are listed on there in the event pages, or you can call the visitor centre on 01652 631 500.
That's all we have time for today on Lincolnshire Living, but don't forget you can check out previous episodes of the show on www.channel7tv.co.uk. Thanks again for joining us, and we hope to see you again next time. Goodbye.